that. What is going on there?
That's a ring of my profession. You don't know nothing about that.
Okay, can we get a close-up on that area?
You don't know nothing about
What
that.
is the profession?
Yeah, which profession are we talking about?
Just look at it.
Is it a legal profession?
Of course it's legal. It's a ring of my profession. I'm trying to read it. Okay.
It's too many diamonds.
Yeah, that's too bright. That's too bright.
I need to show you all something. And it could be one of the most important things I could ever show you. Now, if you are a person, a being, operating at a lower state of consciousness, you are automatically not going to care about what I'm going to show you. You are either too far gone, therefore can't give rejection to the illusionary worldview grafted upon you, or you're just not ready to wake up yet. But either way, you're basically a bot. Someone who is living in a dream inside of a dream. Someone who is totally unaware of the universal forces binding our reality and the spiritual warfare that's taking place right now to keep us at a lower state, to keep us from knowing the real truth. Because believe me when I say this, the truth will most certainly set you free. Nothing can be more important than what I'm about to show you right now. So I'm urging you, watch till the end. Just stay with me, because the most important parts of this video do come towards the end. Me personally, I can only show you the door, but it's up to you to walk through it. Because at the end of the day, you can give a person knowledge and information, but you can't make them think. Now, before we really dive deep, before we actually begin, let me ask you a question. Who do you think generally runs the world? I mean, what type of people are our leaders of our countries and corporations? And the rich and famous too. Are they Muslims? Do Muslims run the world? No offense, but of course not. Do Christians run the world? They really don't. Do Buddhists? Hindus? What about Jews? It has to be Jews, right? Secretly. Sorry to disappoint you, but no. Finally, what about atheists? I mean, humans have come so far today as people, and atheism is a rational state of mind for the modern type of person, right? Again, no. Now let me tell you all something. All the leaders from around the world, all these people, and we'll get to the celebrity puppets in a second, but all these people in high places, they are not Sikhs and Hindus, no. What if I told you they all belong to the same religion, and some even certain bloodlines, the serpent seed, which I've spoken on about briefly in past videos. I'll say a good 80% of people that reside in the upper echelon of our society all belong to the same very religion. One that none of them can come out and fully expose. One that you should be worried about because it affects you beyond belief in ways you never even imagined. Before I tell you what this religion thinks of you and what it plans to do to you, let me tell you what it is. And nobody you look up to will tell you this. Not your favorite athlete, pop star or politician. Why? Because they probably belong to it, and they will never speak up because they love their lives. They love the money, fame and power. They want to be worshipped and idolized. But then again, there are dozens who've left but haven't spoken up. Why? Because of fear. That's how the kingdom of darkness controls the masses, through fear. Fear that creates this loose type energy that these parasites feed off. They treat us like cattle, while the masses blindly accept this treatment. But what do we know? Because since birth, we've been conditioned and programmed to conform into this reality. This false reality that was made up to control us. And the ones that do speak up, what happens to them? Well, they lose everything. Their reputation and livelihood destroyed, or they are framed for a crime and end up in jail, or even worse, murdered, made for it to look like an accident or suicide. Now let me also tell you this, my people. Worshippers of God are the most pathetic bunch in the eyes of this secret religion. And I'm only going to show you the tip of the iceberg. But just like the iceberg, the secret religion keeps continuing down, past the line of sight, beneath the ocean, where it widens like a scope, until it continues further down into the depths to ever increasing darkness and invisibility, until it reaches its foundations, which is firmly established in thick blackness, completely unimaginable and not perceived to those who are so blind to even see the tip poking up through the ocean top. Their members basically own every place and provenance of power. So brace yourself. Brace yourself for the truth that's been hiding in plain sight. Now look at this. There's a few ways they show their true allegiance, and they don't do it often, but most of them can't help themselves, because when they do it in public, it's a hidden statement, and that statement gives them the biggest satisfaction. The celebs usually cover one eye, or close the other, and even peek through it, whilst doing a 6-hand gesture. A 6-hand gesture that's followed by 2 other trailing 6s. When they highlight this one eye, it's called the all-seeing eye. The other method they commonly use is the hidden hand. Here, one person does both the hidden hand and the all-seeing eye. Even recently, Will Smith did the hidden hand when he was accepting his Oscars. This was just after the incident with Chris Rock happened. Here you can see Will Smith thanking his grandmasters for this opportunity, thanking his Masonic handlers. He's a puppet, just like thousands of others, used to spread a destructive agenda, used to distract the masses from their real problems at hand. Very soon, I will show you their beliefs. You will know their master plan, and you will know why they take such extreme precautions, such as hideous oaths of silence and unbelievable penalties, such as death. So what's the name of this religion? Well, I'll show you right now. But keep in mind, the name you are about to see and hear only hides the true religion inside of itself. And that's how it secretly flourished to spread like a cancer around the world. The name of this international secret religion, the religion that conceals and clothes something more dark and sinister inside of it, is this. I won't say the name, but you can see the name. This is the official symbol, the square and compass, sometimes with a G in the middle and sometimes with the eye, the all-seeing eye. This is the same eye that these people are referring to. The eye is sometimes placed in a triangle, and that's where this comes from. The eye in the triangle. This isn't something Jay-Z invented. This is something Jay-Z belongs to, and proudly. Here it is, in plain sight, in the MTV Awards, and this is the MTV headquarters, funny enough. Trust me, there's no doubt in this. So prepare yourself for an amazing revelation and the climax to come at the end of this video. Now, this is when the Freemasons are counting on you to lose interest, to roll your eyes and to move on, because in their beliefs, the uninitiated, meaning you and me, are ignorant and stupid compared to them. We are literally called by these two very names, vulgar and profane. Please prove them wrong. Prove them wrong and stay with me just a little longer. Now, the secret identity of this one eye lies in the heart of this religion that lives, breathes, safe to continue growing inside of Freemasonry. And Freemasonry camouflages it very successfully, so it goes undetected and undisturbed. safe to carry out its ultimate agenda called the Great Work, aka the New World Order. And they are succeeding. Many people are waking up, but too many people weren't. Now with everything happening in the world with COVID, who did everyone put their trust into? This bloke. And here he is, showing his true allegiance, giving the sign of the hidden hand for the whole world to see. The sign of the hidden hand is technically called the sign of the master of the second veil. And am I saying all of this that happened around the world was fake? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this, spoken like a true Mason himself.
A safe place and a dangerous place. We must treat this new world order, this new world of COVID. We must treat this new world of COVID even in our own homes.
So what is this new world order that he accidentally mentioned? Well, it's common language in Freemasonry now. Wait, let me rephrase. It has been common language in Freemasonry for some time now. Since the US $1 bill came out, to be exact. It's the ultimate objective for these sick fucks. They aim to plague and poison the minds of the masses, using certain celebrities that have sold their soul to have their paradise on earth, using these celebrities to spread their destructive ideas and Masonic ideologies. They want you to disconnect yourself from the Creator, bit by bit. They want to turn everything that's natural from the Creator, from source, and flip it around. It's demonic. If you're that far gone, and you really have lost touch with your own soul, you won't care, and you'll miss the opportunity to have your eyes open to what's really going on this planet. We have to establish what this religion that's hiding inside Freemasonry is, and we will. I briefly covered in other videos about the reptilian and serpent seed. Now if you haven't noticed, when I release videos, I like to release them in order, so you can process the information in a certain way, so you can pick different pieces of the puzzle to create a wider narrative, a wider picture, a picture of truth. It's shocking, but this truly is reality. Before we uncover Freemasonry to see its true nature, its ugly face and its shameful nakedness, because I will prove it to all the doubters out there. This is the oath they have to take. All the people in high places, the politicians, celebs, athletes and more that are part of this clan, have all taken this oath, and with this secret oath they've been hurdled in front of their competition, their unwilling or unknowing competitors in their field. Okay? For those who might say, oh, my granddad was a Freemason and he was a good bloke and this and that, wait and see what I'm going to show you, because they are all under an oath of secrecy. Oaths like this. And here it is. This is taken from an official Freemason publication, not intended for the public. Binding myself under no less penalty than to have my throat cut across, my tongue torn out by the roots, and my body buried in the rough sands of the sea. Pretty crazy stuff. Now this is how they look when first initiated. All clothing must be taken off, including jewelry. You are blindfolded to let you know that you are seen as someone that lives in utter darkness before receiving the light of Freemasonry. The ideology of becoming your own God and being free of the one true God's judgment. Do as thy will. Now there's something you need to understand before we carry on. These people, they don't worship the one true creator because they view him as limited. You have to live a certain lifestyle. You have to abide by certain morals, and most importantly, sacrifice. Not the sacrifice that these people be doing, these sickos, these psychopaths. But no, sacrifice in terms of sacrifice the things that are stopping you from becoming the best version of yourself. Sacrifice the things that are stopping you from having a closer relationship with your creator. Sacrifice the things that are stopping you from having eternal life. Because you remember, we are spiritual beings merely having a human experience. But like always, there are two sides. So don't be that guy that goes around selling his soul just to have his paradise on earth. You idiot. Don't be that guy. Now, the secret that is being unveiled by these incremental degrees in the lodges is staring at us dead in the face in our daily lives. The truth I'm preaching to you now, that truth is pretty scary if all you know and have is this world. But they know much more than that. And instead of doing good, they do bad. Because it benefits them more on this physical plane. And the second reason is because some truly can't help it. They are of their father, which I won't say his name. I'm not trying to summon no spirits, God, please. But they are of serpent seed origins. They're not like me and you. They are here solely to spread destructiveness. But they won't tell you that, because the whole system is bent on lying and confusion. Even to their own members of lower degrees. But we trust these people to run the world. Come on. Now here are the illustrations of signs and handshakes which you only receive after the oath has been taken. This is the sign that you will do upon entry while facing the Grand Master. It stands for throat slit. Throat slit. Another continuous reminder of how you'll be dealt with if you have a change of mind or rebellious spirit. And here you have the illustrations of the secret handshakes. Look familiar? And this is the sign of the Master of the Second Veil. See? Purely Masonic. No coincidences. You don't pick this stuff up from the street. Now this is how it's generally executed in the public arena. Sneaky, sneaky. So when you see this or this, you know for certain where it comes from and who they belong to. This is another sign they do quite prominently. The sign of silence, which comes from this. A finger over the lips. Silence or death, like Lil Wayne portrays in this picture. And why? Why will he keep silent? Because of oaths like this. Binding myself under no less penalty than to have my left breast torn open, my heart and vitals taken, thrown over my left shoulder, should I willingly transgress any part of this, my solemn oath. And we're not done there. Having my body dissected, bowels taken out, heart cut into pieces, thrown out to be devoured by wild beasts of the field. Pretty crazy stuff, right? So now you know what they plan to do to their own members who dare to come out and expose every single detail of their sick cult. Now listen to this last penalty I'm going to show you, and bear in mind this has happened throughout history more than any other because it works so well, without having to resort to death or the threat of death, because it's easier to execute. Now this applies to all different areas of all different industries, and it's done through ruining your reputation by fellow Freemasons themselves, should I add. Pointing out to the world as an unworthy vagabond, by opposing his interests, by deranging his business, by transferring his character wherever he may go, and by exposing him to the contempt of the whole fraternity and the world. Wow. So how many people do you think they have threatened, ruined, framed, cheated, or utterly destroyed? Because it states, a lodge has the right to exercise penal authority over its members. Exercise penal authority. So don't let a Mason say, oh no, the oaths are symbolic of this, that, and this and that. No. No, because they've proven time and time again that they truly believe that their laws are above the laws of the land. And the proofs are in the oaths themselves. Because in a normal society, you can't ask someone to accept having their throat slit as a penalty. It's insanity. And that's what these people are. Insane. Here's what they think of the public. Here in speaking to the candidate states, but have a care not to defile the sanctuary by a spirit of curiosity, meaning don't try to join us just for fun, and take care not to increase the number of the vulgar and profane, meaning don't invite too many outsiders to join because they are vulgar and profane. This is more or less an invitational only fraternity. Here from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry again, written for Masons only and written by 33rd degree member Albert McKee. Now this is the exact definition for the word profane. One who is ignorant of the sacred rites of the Freemasons. One who is not allowed to enter the temple and behold the mysteries. And here the word uninitiated. That's the world at large. And this is what they think of us. And here from the old ritual book written by the same author, it says in the 33rd degree initiation, the Mason drinks wine out of a human skull. Which is fucking weird first of all. But let's continue, because it gets weirder. In the 30th degree initiation, this involves an individual stabbing a collective of human skulls. I know. The process of submitting the member further and further involves sick, twisted activities like this. See, the candidate who is seeking admission to move on to the next degree to receive more light has to be humiliated and intimidated. This guy here has his foot on the candidate's head. This is what many of our celebs, politicians, and other prominent members of our society have done and continue to do. Nobody is exempt from this. And this is the crazy and quite sickening path one must take that binds you to these secret societies before you are revealed the true beliefs of the religion. And what are the true beliefs of this sick religion? And how does it impact the world? As we get closer to the closing chapter of this video, I will reveal. What I'm giving you here is priceless knowledge, because no amount of money can substitute its importance. Now I'm going to show you a quick clip in a second. And this short clip will be an introduction to the dark thoughts and beliefs of these people, and most importantly, who they truly worship. Now very quickly, I just want to make something clear. You cannot be accepted to join the Freemasons unless you don't believe in a supreme being, as exemplified here with Phil Collins. Speculated to some that he is an atheist. This seems impossible because being a Freemason means you have to believe in a higher power. And look here in the Masonic oath itself, it states, I will not aid or be present at the initiation of an atheist, a madman or fool. Freemasons believe that to be an atheist means you're the equivalent to a madman or fool. And they're right, because even Charles Darwin himself was a believer of a higher power. He had to be, right? Why? Because he was a Freemason. He didn't truly believe man evolved from apes. He lied, because that is what Freemasons do. They lie and cause confusion. And this higher power that they believe in is named Lucifer in the highest degrees of Freemasonry. See, the whole thing is a giant lie that was carefully constructed by mutilating the truth, because mutilated truths make the most successful lies. This is their secret to success: a lying tongue and a lying spirit, from the first degree all the way to the 33rd, to each other and to us. Now, how did Jesus describe their God? The Father of light. Look here, Charles Darwin is also noticed as one of the most influential figures by their satanic temple. And proof for them, apart from their intelligent designs all around us, is that Lucifer is their real God and the God of this realm. Now this is where magic comes in. Magic works because there is a hierarchy of power structures inside the spirit realm. A realm devoid of any love for me and you. And these spirits can be conjured up and summoned by the practitioners of the royal art of Freemasonry. They ask for something in return, however. This is the clip I wanted to show you. Listen to Bob Dylan, a Freemason himself. Hidden hand, one eye symbolism.
Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my hand to get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
And how does one communicate with Bob Dylan's chief commander? By the art of Freemasonry witchcraft, that is. And this is from the Encyclopedia of American Religions. It says, secrecy is bolstered by a system of initiations and degree. The material that is kept secret is the magical knowledge of the group. This knowledge contains rituals and powerful magical formulas. So what about someone like the infamous author J.K. Rowling, for example? Is she a Satanist? Well, in this article it states she reveals her inspiration for the Deathly Hallows symbol. What is it? The Masonic square and compass with the eye in it. The eye that all these celebs mimic. That's their inspiration. They are all members of the same secret society. Now if you think this doesn't prove anything, look at her tattoo. What does it say? Solva Coagula. And where do these words come from? Here, the Baphomet. The image of Lucifer consensualized by a Freemason. This horrid thing with breasts and a penis, complete with goat's head, 2 horns and wings. It is a hideous sight. It has the same words that was tattooed by J.K. Rowling's. The impact of these 2 words should disturb you to utter soberness when I tell you its meaning, because apart from the other things, these words involve the process of how this new world order will be implemented, at unbelievable cost to you and I. Here's a statue of the Baphomet, complete with 2 kids standing by its side. That's secretly their religion, Satanism, the secret religion of the highly evolved and the highly successful. Welcome to the real world. Are you believing your eyes, or are you making excuses? Here's another statue of the Baphomet at a satanic temple doing the sign of the horned god Lucifer. And here's Barack Obama doing the very same thing. He also does the sign of silence, but with a twist. Who do you think he's mocking here? You and I, but mainly Christians. Because Christianity and other sacred beliefs like Islam are the only forces that have stood between me and you and the unconceivable horror that is awaiting us, and it's on its way. Here's the hands of Barack Obama as he's adjusting his presidency seal, and here are his hands. As you can see, he's wearing the Masonic ring and the devil horns. Over and over, Freemasonry and Satanism are intertwined. Look at these Masonic politicians throwing up the devil horns. George W. Bush. Look how ugly and sinister his face is here. Brad Pitt also. Masonic ring. And the one eye symbolism. And guess what? He's a Satanist. You see once again how Freemasonry and Satanism are intertwined. And that is what Freemasonry is. It acts like a cloak for something more dark and sinister lurking in its depths. And remember, I've only showed you the tip of the iceberg.
And I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna... Poker facing with your sexuality. When I was making love to my old boyfriend, I used to think about women sometimes.
Oh, good Lord. I'm sure he was delighted when you told him. Oh, good Lord. I'm sure he was delighted.
You may feel a small
Christ.
prick.
Christ.